Good morning, Goenkans. Today we'll be discussing properties of materials from your science textbook, chapter number 4, sorting of materials into groups. In this module, we'll try to discuss different properties of the materials and using these properties of material to classify them into the groups, in different groups, right? So first of all, the first property that I have chosen up is the appearance. You might have noticed that some of the substances on earth are quite shiny and some are not. So the other word we can use for shiny appearance is the luster. I repeat the word luster. So luster is basically the word which is used for the shiny appearance, and usually we see that metals are quite shiny, fine, and on the basis of this property we can classify the objects. Some are lustrous and some are non-lustrous. Like example, any metal, maybe iron, aluminium, etc., and some non-metals like for example wood is there. So we can consider or we can classify our subjects or our objects on the basis of this particular property. So let's try to learn more about this appearance.
Metals have luster, but wood and chalk do not. Even many metals lose their luster when acted upon by air and moisture. We notice luster only on their freshly cut surface. The next property is hardness. If we press certain materials with hand, some of them compress while some do not. Likewise, if we stretch certain materials with a metal key, some of them get easily scratched while others do not. Materials which can be compressed or scratched easily are soft. Examples are cotton, sponge, and a candle. In contrast, materials which are difficult to compress or scratch are hard. Examples are iron and stone. The next property is solubility. Let's try to dissolve a few materials in water. Some materials like salt and lemon juice dissolve completely in water. They are said to be soluble in water. On the other hand, some materials like sand and coconut oil do not dissolve in water, even on stirring hard. Such materials are said to be insoluble in water.
So here we have used the two terms, that is solubility and insolubility. I'm sure you know that solubility is basically a property of materials when they are capable to dissolve in a liquid, right? And insolubility is a property of material when they are not able to dissolve in a liquid. Then we have one more property, that's what we call the miscibility and immiscibility. That's I'll try to explain that, and I hope that you will get an idea what do we mean by this miscibility and immiscibility. Basically, this miscibility and immiscibility is same like that of solubility and insolubility, but it is related to the liquids. Usually solubility of liquids can be defined in terms of this word, that is miscible, fine, miscible. So liquids which dissolve in another liquid are called miscible liquids. Say for example, I'll take an example which was already discussed in the module. If you see that she used lemon and then she tried to dissolve it in the water, fine, so it was quite capable to get mixed into the water, so that's why we can consider lemon juice as a miscible liquid. Then in the another example, she used oil, coconut oil or any oil. When she tried to dissolve it in the water, there was a formation of a separate layer. It forms a separate layer on the top of this water, so that's why we consider such liquids as an immiscible liquids, and we can define them as liquids which do not mix and form a separate layer, fine, so they are immiscible liquids. So let's carry on now.
Like solids and liquids, gases too can be soluble or insoluble in water. Water usually has small quantities of certain gases dissolved in it. The most important gas is oxygen. Oxygen dissolved in water is very important for the survival of aquatic plants and animals.
So that's all for today. Thank you. Stay safe, stay home.